have you found like points in the entrepreneurial space where it's like, I'm feeling kind of this brushback, and it's something about being a woman or being a woman of color or whatever it might be. Is that been any obstacles for you?
Yeah. So yes.
Can we get real about that? Because
I think the hardest thing for me I have found it doesn't matter if it's my startup or even if it's on, my emergent holding side of stuff where I'm still in the ecosystem. The ecosystem is just still like super white, very male, and to be honest, kind of old.
Yeah.
So in those environments, like every single time, like if I'm going to like a summit for like venture funds or like angel funds or whatever, there is a 99% chance that I am going to be the only one in that room who looks anything like me.
Right.
But like there's a good chance I might be the only woman. Sometimes there's a few sprinkled, but like
sure.
The number's really small. I'm definitely always the youngest person there.
Yeah.
And I'm probably for sure the only black person there.
Yeah,
I'm probably the only any other thing.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't usually bother me, but there are times like where I've had to like legit have a little pep talk with myself, like in the bathroom, like, okay, like this is not that big of a deal. Like you're supposed to be here, but it is that feeling of like it's like you're the one thing in the room that's like the big red button that doesn't quite like fit in with everything else.
And that's something that I think I'm putting myself in the front of that line is just to be aware that like we just have the privilege of not thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not
we think about it all the time.
Yeah. And that's an amazing, if more people realize that, I think that would be helpful for all of us, just from many different perspectives. But do you ever find it to be an advantage? Like, because people will look at you.
Yeah,
and when you do speak up, they're
more
like,
noticeable.
what's this? Well, but then when you double down with your expertise, your passion, and your knowledge, you're like, oh, okay, now it's about what you're saying.
Yeah, so like it always starts out as this like, why is she here?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, like then when I start like talking about like what we're doing and explaining things, and then when they realize like I can make decisions on stuff, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. So she does have a reason to be here. But it's always that like, it's never assumed that I'm there for a reason until I start to say things, and then they're like, oh, she's actually smart. Like, oh, gee, thank you. Yes, you should probably.
What about me? What was it about me that might have projected that that wouldn't come to fruition?
But I've had people after meetings all the time like, oh my God, like you're very intelligent. Like it's some kind of shock. Like, okay, like I didn't come say that to you.
Because